Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. This is Anonymous T. Hope you're having an amazing day today. So today, the Academy announced that they are going to be moving up their disciplinary hearing on whatever sanctions or anything else further that is going to be against Will Smith. It says the following. This is from CNN. It says the Board of Governors for the Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts and Sciences has moved up its planned date to decide on possible sanctions against Will Smith for slapping Chris Rock at this year's Oscar ceremony. I'm calling a board meeting for this Friday morning, April 8th at 9 a.m. Pacific time, rather than the previously scheduled April 18th meeting. So this is 10 days in advance, 10 days earlier, to address possible sanctions for Will Smith in response to his actions during the Oscars broadcast on March 27th. Academy President David Rubin stated in a letter obtained by CNN on Wednesday, the April 18th date was set in accordance with California law and our standards of conduct because our agenda included possible suspension or expulsion of Mr. Smith from membership, the letter reads. We were required to provide Mr. Smith 15 days prior to the board meeting at such which action might be taken, and also give him the opportunity to provide the board with a written statement no less than 5 days prior to that meeting. According to the letter, in light of Will Smith resigning from the Academy last Friday, suspension or expulsion are no longer a possibility, and the legally prescribed timetable no longer applies. It is in the best interest of all involved for this to be handled in a timely fashion. Smith slapped Rock after the comic and actor made a joke from the Oscar stage about Jada Pinkett Smith's close-cropped hair. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it, Rock said while presenting the award for Best Documentary. Smith then walked on stage, struck Rock, then walked back to his seat and yelled to the comic, keep my wife's name out your bleeping mouth. Not long after that, Will Smith won Best Actor for his role in King Richard. I think they have already made their decision, to be honest with you guys. I think when Will Smith announced his resignation from the Academy last week, that the Board of Governors already know what decision they're going to make. Had Will not resigned, they were likely going to ban him, right? Or, ban him for life or ban him for X amount of years, possibly take away his Oscar. But because he was proactive and decided to resign, either they made him resign or his people, had him resign. Basically, really at this point, they really can only do at this point is fine him or and or take away his Oscar. Like, that's really the only things that are left at this point, because how are you going to suspend somebody or expel somebody that has resigned that's no longer a member, right? Just like with school, right? If I'm no longer enrolled in your school, you can't suspend me or expel me because I'm no longer a student at your school, right? But if I was still a student at your school and I was waiting on a hearing to find out what disciplinary action would be taken, then suspension and expulsion is still on the table. You see what I'm saying? See the analogy there? Even though this is on a much higher scale, huge amount of implications, but we will see how far this is going to go, if this may extend to some of the other organizations and things of that nature, or if this will strictly just be related to the Oscars. At the end of the day, even though Will Smith did resign, he still is eligible to be nominated for Oscars in the future. But I think at this point, we're just looking at a heavy fine of some sort. And maybe they'll say, hey, you're not allowed to become a member of the Academy until 10 years from now or something like that, right? But they can't suspend or expel him now because he's no longer a member, right? Like the school analogy, essentially. So that is where we are. Pretty much, hopefully we get this nipped in the bud by this Friday. Even with this, you guys, we're still going to be talking about it, because we're going to be talking about whether or not whatever penalties, whatever sanctions, whatever comes up on Friday, was it too much? Was it too little? Is this finally going to disappear? And we will see. But I think at this point, they're just giving him a large fine of some capacity, or maybe correlating to how many of the 66 FCC complaints existed, maybe computing that to a certain dollar amount of what they're going to fine Will Smith, and then deciding on whether or not they're going to take his Oscar. But I feel like they won't take his Oscar, one, because Whoopi is head of the Academy of the Actors branch and basically already confirmed that that wasn't going to happen. And two, Will Smith resigned, which I think part of that resignation was, hey, if you do not resign, you risk losing your Oscar. So I think he resigned to keep his Oscar. But really at this point, we just really are waiting on a fine of some sort and how long he's not allowed to be a member of the Oscars. Like if he's ever able to apply and be a member of the Academy again, I think that'll probably be that in terms of, you know, restrictions. Like maybe they'll give him a 5 or 10-year ban or something that he can't be a member for. So we'll see what takes place. But that is all my thoughts. What do you guys think about, you know, the Academy pushing this up? Oh, also, I think the Academy is tired of getting dragged because people keep exposing that they lied. So I think they also want the heat off of them. They want this to go away just as much as the Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith wanted to. Trust me. Because what's happening is people keep bringing up the receipts that, hey, you guys lied about what took place inside the Dolby Theater because everything was in 4K and we got to see everything in action and your statements didn't line up and it took you 72 hours to come up with even a bigger lie that was easily refuted to try to even make yourselves look good. But that would have worked with somebody who's like C, D-list, E-list, or whoever. That's not going to work with somebody who's A-list like Will Smith, right? So, I just think they're tired of the backlash because even though it's negatively affecting Will Smith, it is also negatively affecting them too, where people are dragging them. People are saying that they're going to boycott the Oscars and this and that. They're going to boycott whatever, because they feel that this is like being dragged out for no reason other than to make an example of Will. So that is all I have on that. What do you guys think? What do you guys think the punishment's going to be? Like I said, think of my school analogy. If I'm no longer a student and I got in trouble for something, you can't expel me or suspend me now because I'm no longer enrolled. So that's the process. That's my interpretation of them saying basically we can't suspend or expel Will Smith at this point since he resigned, since he's no longer a member. But they can still fine him, they can still penalize him or prevent him from attending, you know, the next 5 Oscar awards or the next 10 Oscar awards or that sort of thing and do things of that nature, but it won't be considered like an expulsion or suspension or what have you. He just won't be allowed, right? He'll just be banned, right? Like how Kanye was banned from performing at the Grammys, you know, something like that. So we will see what takes place. We will find out, you know, what takes place, what the result of that hearing is, and we will be sure to react to it. So let me know what you guys think. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I will talk to you guys again very soon.